All right, in today's video, we're gonna put on some Raptor style Mcneil fiberglass bedsides, and I'm gonna take you through the whole process. All right, so here are the bedsides. I just wanted to go over kind of how they look real quick and how they came from Mcneil. But as you can see, it looks like they just take a Raptor bedside with the fender flare on, and even with this this little I don't even know what that was, but rock guard there that's on the back, and they just make a mold out of it, and then they make it into fiberglass. So it looks like really close to OEM style. Hopefully it fits nicely. Quality seemed okay. I think a couple things got damaged in shipping, which is kind of annoying. On both sides by the tail light, we have cracks here. So there, and there's a little crack here. So I'll probably have to use some epoxy and try to figure out how to get that strengthened and reinforced. Let's see, on this side, but I'm just going to show you on this one because it's up, I have a crack along here, and there's a chunk missing out of, I believe, this. Let's see, there it is. Yep, this fender flare, it's got a pretty good chunk, so I'm gonna have to fill that in, sand it, stuff, and I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. So what I'm gonna do first, which I guess is kind of counterintuitive because maybe I should fix those issues, but I really need to get the bedsides on the truck because I have a Raptor run coming up in June. So I'm getting down to crunch time. So what I did already is I sanded and scuffed the entire inside of the bedside here. I used 80 grit, but I did that because I'm going to bedline the inside of this. And a lot of guys use Line-X, and so I'm going to give Raptor liner a try. I know how to apply it, and I'm fairly confident in applying it myself. Hopefully, it fits the needs of the bed lining for the inside of the fiberglass. And so why they do that is because fiberglass is kind of flimsy, and it has a tendency to crack, or spider crack and stuff like that. And also, like, rock chips coming in can, kind of like tear it up and put like little divots on the on the skin that you would see. So by bedlining it, it kind of reinforces it, protects it, and makes it last longer. So I have the Raptor liner on hand, so I'm just going to use it. And Raptor U-Pull recommends like 100 to 120 grit to scuff it up. I had 80 laying around, so I just grabbed some of that. So I scuffed it all up, and I did hose it out last night to dry it, or to clean it, get all the dust away. And now I'm gonna clean it with some rubbing alcohol. Get the surface all nicely cleaned and prepped, and then I'm gonna use some adhesion promoter, spray it all around. And then I'm just gonna start spraying the Raptor liner on. So obviously I'm gonna tape some things off to obviously I don't want a bunch of Raptor liner on the outside of the truck without being on purpose. So yeah, so that's my game plan. And one thing I am going to do, I think I am going to do bed line on this inside lip here just to protect it, because like I said, I'm just trying to make this stuff last long and do everything I can to prevent issues. So, all right, well, I'll take you along the journey and show you how it turns out. All right, so I got the bed liner on. I think it turned out pretty well. It's got to cure for a few days, so while it's curing, I'm going to start working on other things, try to get the ball moving a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and try to fix these cracks. I am definitely no fiberglass expert, but from my research, I can kind of like grind these out a little bit and get down. I believe the crack is only in the gel coat. So I'm gonna grind these down a little bit, and then I'll use some filler material to fill in those gaps and sand it nice and smooth. So all this will eventually get a coating of some type, so I'm not really concerned about how it looks at the moment, just how strong it is and how resistant it's going to be to cracking and stuff in the future. All right, so I'm preparing to start stripping the old bed and getting it off. But to do that, you need to remove everything else that's in your way. So that would include things like your taillights, bumper. I'm obviously gonna have to take the tonneau cover off, and you know I have whatever in here. So I'm gonna take all my crap out of here. All my wiring that's running, you know, from under the truck into the bed is gonna have to get cut, and I'll have to put some like quick disconnects in there or something like that. So yeah, tonneau cover comes off, and with that, your bed caps will have to come off. So I'll have to figure out that. I think I already mentioned taillights, but also like the wiring for the taillights, the harness and all that stuff's gonna have to come out. Let's see, yeah, trailer connection. Oh, and the wiring for the backup light, or backup camera. I think a lot of people recommend they just take the tailgate off to get it out of the way. So that's probably what I'll do. And also the filler neck here, it's going to have to get disconnected as well. So I'll show you if any of that's overly difficult or complicated. I'll show you how I do it. But yeah, I'm just going to start taking off all my stuff, you know, tonneau cover and whatnot, and get that out of the way. All right, just a quick update. I'm making some good progress. As you can see, this is my pile of parts that I got off. Bumper was not too bad. There's a lot of electrical connections, so that was kind of frustrating. I have the backup sensors, and then the trailer connector, and then both lights. So all that's a little bit of a challenge to reach up there. The bed rails are pretty simple to get off. I did end up breaking some of the clips, but I think I have enough to get them back on. You only have about half visible from like the perspective inside the bed. So what I did, I took some needle nose, I pinched them, and then I pulled up a little bit, and then it kind of helped those pop through without breaking. So so that's a tip with that. What else? Tailgate was kind of tough. Bunch of Torx bits, and you definitely have to take the tailgate wiring out as well, out of there. And then it's really awkward to take off the back by yourself. So I think I can leave these taillight assemblies, cable assemblies in. I'm pretty sure that it's a separate harness that disconnects right here on this this big connector. So I disconnected that, and I'm gonna try to lift that off. I disconnected all my, my personal, I guess I'll say, or like my add-ons, wiring that go up through the bed. So I disconnected all that. Basically, I cut and labeled everything to be reconnected later. And I think the only other thing I have to do now is the fuel filler neck. So there's 3 bolts in here, and I think there's a couple other steps that I'll explain once I figure it out. All right, so all I did was first I removed the clip here, which is super easy, comes off. Then I removed these 3 bolts. I don't know if there's more to it. All right, so just an update on the fuel filler. I did find a video from 1A Auto that kind of showed how to take this off, and it basically disconnects it from the bed, it appears. There's basically 4 clips, you can kind of see them there, that go around this surround. So you're just gonna pry in there with some trim removal tools and wiggle it out, and it comes out. So, but if I look here, let me see, make sure. Yeah, it clears the bed now, so I shouldn't have any issues. And here's my contraption that I'm attempting to take the bed off with. This is a buddy of mine's engine hoist, and I got just 2. I don't even know the weight rating, but I know these are my heaviest duty ratchet straps I have that I'm just going to lift up and try to get it high enough to clear the tires. I'm going to drive out from underneath of it, so that way I don't have to be maneuvering the engine hoist with this thing way up in the air. So that's my goal, and I'll let you know if it works. So I'm pleasantly surprised, but this actually worked. Took some tinkering around to get everything kind of like lined up properly and come up easily. One thing I did forget was I didn't realize there's a band clamp here, and this attaches to like up in the bed, that little tab right there. And so that was kind of holding the front of the bed down for a little bit. But yeah, this went really easily. Actually pretty surprising. I mean, I realize not everyone has an engine hoist, but if you could find someone that'll let you borrow it, this is feasible to do in your own driveway, as you can see. So I just got to go a little bit higher, and then I can clear the tires. I got to watch that fuel spout coming out, and then I'm gonna put it up on my welding table here. As you can see, the bed is in the workshop here, and I'm about to get started on this. Basically what my plan is, I'm just going to go and follow all of these spot welds. You can basically see them up here and go all over. There's probably, I don't know, dozens per side, I imagine. It's going to be a lot. So I'm going to be grinding those down, and then eventually should just be able to peel the old bedside or skin off, and then put on the new one. And so what I'll be using is, I got this, I don't even know what they call this, electric mini belt sander from Eastwood. It was pretty reasonable. I think it was like $60, something like that. So Harbor Freight used to sell something that looked like this, but apparently it's not, they don't make it anymore. It's not in stock or something like that. So, and I'll be using, I believe I got a 40 grit that goes on this. So that's what I saw was recommended by some guys who have done this before. So that's my plan. So I will keep you updated and show you any tips and tricks along the way. So one of the bedsides is finally off. Wasn't too bad, actually. That little band file, or whatever it's called, a little mini bandsaw, works really well. What I just want to go over is show you all the places on the 09 to 14 where you're going to have to cut out the spot welds. So you got 3 spot welds down here on the driver's side of the fender down low. You got 3 back here by where the bumper is. You've got 4 inside like the taillight housing, and a ton along the top here. So anywhere, these are all me right here, these guys. So all along the top there. 2 along the back. Sorry, this is the front of it, I guess. So the front there. Let's see if I can get this up. A whole bunch along the front. Inside lip there. You got 2 that were hidden kind of up here on the front, and you have the equivalent 2 on the back there. Then you also have a series that go along the inner lip there.